Oh man, this is like the series that nobody wants us to do, but we're gonna do it anyway.
We're gonna do it anyway.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Pokemon Trading Card Game. This is Codeblack, of course, joined with FrostBytez 2062, because he's so gracious enough to allow me to be on his channel as much as I am, hogging up all the airtime. But anyway, I got bored, man. We were just sitting around, and I was like, dude, there's one game we've got to try for the channel.
He didn't even tell me. He didn't even, like, we were sitting around watching Sunday football, playing another game we're going to be doing for the channel, which we're kind of putting on the side burner for a bit. And then all of a sudden, he just pulls out this game out of nowhere, looks at me, and I said, oh, yes, we are so... He didn't even want to.
I didn't really want to, honestly.
He got us to play it out of boredom. I saw it, and I said, we're doing this for the channel.
Well, and
he's looking at me like, are you fucking serious?
It's like that guy, who was he? I can't remember who did a playthrough of it, but, like, he got so upset with this game that he quit. Like, YouTube, not just the video making. So I was like, oh, dude. So here we go. This is what we're talking about. This is why this is going to be the episode that nobody's going to want to watch. This whole episode, ladies and gentlemen, is me doing a trial game where the text crawls about as fast as old people. That's how slow this is. And you have to follow this guy verbatim. Even though there's a faster way to win the game, you have to watch this idiot and do exactly what he does, or the turn repeats itself until you get it right. So, thank goodness I'm a pro at this, because this would have taken way longer if I wasn't good at this. But
and you can't skip this.
No
matter what. This is one of those games that does the terrible tutorial of not giving you the simple option of, do you need to see it?
No.
Every other card game, every other game out there says, either gives a tutorial as an option or says, do you want to skip this? This game's like, we don't care how vet you are with this game. You were going to come back and do the tutorial because we spent time making this shitty tutorial. Yeah. You're going to play this shitty
do it, bro. You're going to like it.
Oh.
So here's what sparked me pulling up the game in the first place. And he doesn't know this story. I went on a little spree there for a while. For what I did, ladies and gentlemen, is I would buy a game along with its guide. And I did that with Mass Effect, Final Fantasy Origins, Pokemon, and a few other games down the road. Oh, Metroid Prime 1 and 2. So,
hate Prime 2.
I got the guidebooks for them and the games. That's how I did my formula. So I was back at my place, and I just moved not too long ago. And in the process, apparently, I lost my Pokemon trading card game. So I was reading through the guidebook, and I love this game, especially because you'll see later when we get to like the Elite Four of this game, the music they have for those guys is so good. Like, and the gym battle bosses in this game have awesome music too. So the soundtrack's really good, and there's some cards in here that are ridiculously cool. I was like, you know what, man? Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and play it a little bit. And I can't remember if you wanted to do it for the video series or what ended up happening. But
I did.
Yeah.
I saw him play it, and I said, this is going to be the next thing that we do. You know, I just finished doing Pokemon Gold. What are we going to do next? Why not the trading card game? That makes sense.
Hey, man, at least better than, like, if you would have got on there and been like, right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we're firing up Pokemon Blue. Be sure to stick around for the next year and a half.
No, Pokemon for me, the regular games, the next time I'm doing it is going to be a Nuzlocke challenge, but that's not going to be for at least 2 years.
Yeah, right?
I am staying away from Pokemon for some time, but when I do get back into it, it will be a Nuzlocke run, because watching Pro Jared do his really inspired me to do one for the internet as well. So, I mean, that again, that's not going to be for another couple of years down the road. There is no effing way I'm going right back into it after doing Gold for a year and a half. That is not going to happen.
Yeah, the cardinal sin, ladies and gentlemen, of restarting Pokemon games is about as much fun as literally nothing. Like, you know, and the funny thing is that there's no way to replicate it. Like, you could go get an action replay and get level 1s and put in the cheat code to rebattle everyone, and it's still not the same. Like,
it isn't.
It's weird. You have to literally put everything to chance, reset the game, and hope that you recapture that kindled fire, because if you don't,
you're effed.
It's a waste.
It's, oh man, speaking of waste, Why are we still watching this?
Yeah, like, and this is the tutorial. Trust me, when you see how bad I am later, like you'll be wishing these days had stuck around a lot longer.
The next episode, reality hits.
Like you'll find that this game.
Okay, obviously, we should probably bring this up. This is a post commentary.
Yeah,
it has to be because again, with how we try and do live commentaries of all our games as many times as we possibly can. But there are just some games where it just cannot happen. With how slow my computer is, and with the fact that just like with Pokemon Gold, this is a regular Game Boy Color game. It does freeze a lot. Live commentary is just not going to happen. It has to be a post commentary, which is a shame because, I mean, it seemed like we had some really funny things to say about it when we were in the middle of currently playing it, but that's just one of the things that has to happen. So, again, this is going to be a post commentary. Again, we're not going to be doing a lot of post commentary games. This is probably going to be one of the few that we are forced to because other games are going to be actually on the console.
There is a way we could do it, and what it would involve us doing is like. And you know what the sickening part is I'm actually willing to do it. In order to do live commentary on a Game Boy game, you have to purchase a physical copy, and I already have the Super Game Boy.
I was going to say, I know you already have the Super Game Boy with the Super Nintendo, which is just definitely going to make a lot of Game Boy games easier for me. The other reason, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, a lot of people are like, oh my god, they're using an emulator. What pieces of shit they are. We own the games. You know, I still own Pokemon Gold. Here's the thing, though. A lot of people's method of recording is through a Dazzle, through a Hauppauge, some sort of capture card. With how slow my computer is, I can't do that. I have to do it through DVDs. You guys saw how long Pokemon Gold went for. You know how many DVDs I'd have to go through in order to do all that? At least maybe 60 or something like that. Not gonna happen. When we run into a game where it's gonna take me 60 plus CDs to do, I'm doing it via the computer because it's a lot easier to record it that way. Unless it's a game like Mass Effect, which I'm eventually gonna get to, so I might as well get those DVDs racked up for it because that one's gonna take forever.
The one that I'm really worried about is there is a point where I want to do Digimon Digital Card Battle. Yeah, and it's like...
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah, see, the thing is, though, that game rocks, so it's not really that bad.
You know, it doesn't get dull. The story's interesting.
No, that's one game I can reset and feel good every time.
I have never once reset that game and felt, like, down on myself for it. It's always fun. Multiple decks to choose from. Like, maybe over 1,000 cards to choose from in that game. I mean, just the possibilities within that game are endless no matter how many times you restart it. It's always a really fun experience. And again, the story in it is just amazing. This is a kid doing card battles. That's it at Digimon. Digital Card Battle, there's a full story of some guy trying to take over the digital world for his second time. Which we really should do Digimon World 1, 2 one of these days, but man, that's not going to be for a long time.
No, the only problem with Digimon World 2, and I'm playing it currently, the first about 6 or 7 domains you go to, not a problem. The last level in that game has 99 floors on it. And you have to traverse every one of them, yeah.
No, one game I want to see. Because, people, obviously, we've had a request. I've actually had a second request. Holy shit, this part's almost done. We're going to delve into certain requests via the next part because we actually finished the bullshit tutorial.
Yeah, right? So now this is where you get to pick your starter deck. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't get to see this very often because you know what? I'm never going to play a Pokemon game for you. Let's just accept fact and reality here. There's going to be something I'll be doing here soon. You'll understand why. Anyway, I love Bulbasaur. Ever since when I was a child, that's the first Pokemon I picked. That's who I stick with. I'm always going to go Bulbasaur and Friends deck, even though the fastest route in this game is to the Charmander deck, because, of course, Charmander is overpowered. He has the most popular card in the original game ever. So, we got the cards. I think that's going to be it for this part, if I remember correctly.
I do believe
we will see you guys next part. Stay tuned.